Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Keep Austin Active. My name is Ryan Seifert, and I'm owner of Natural Fit Therapy. And if you're new to this group, we created this group back at the beginning of coronavirus to try to help people stay active during the lockdown and give people ideas of ways to stay physically fit and mentally healthy during the craziness last year. Well, we decided to revamp this group and continue to share ways to stay healthy, stay active, enjoy the amazing Austin outdoors, and just different ways to stay active, especially if you're 50 plus. So we help people who are 50 plus stay healthy, active, prepare for and enjoy an active retirement. So today we're going to talk about our favorite hikes in Austin, especially for people that are 50 plus, right? So we're going to host these live Facebook broadcasts on the first Tuesday of every month. That's just going to highlight different unique ways to, get involved in the community, find other people that want to be active and want to live an active retirement. And so today we're going to talk about hikes. And we're going to talk about our favorites that we've put together as a team that we've done some research, and I'm going to show you some a cool app that kind of gives you a lot of information about other trails if these trails aren't maybe the ones that you like. And we'd love to hear from you. Even if you're just here watching the video, type in the chat, let us know, type in the comments below that you're here. And if you have another hiking area or trail that you like to do, please share that. And any tips along the way. If you have something that you want to share, if you want other people to know about, or if you know kind of a hidden gem that we haven't heard about, please share that. So what makes a trail best for active adults that are over 50, right? So we thought about this for a while, and we really try to put our eyes into the people we like to work with here at Natural Fit Therapy, and those are the people that are 50 plus. And at first, the first things that come to mind, older adults are going to need something easy, they're going to need something flat, and so we realized that it doesn't really matter that how difficult the trail is, and so we didn't want to limit people by their abilities, because we work with a lot of people that are very active and can actually hike longer and further than I can, and people in their 20s and 30s. So what we did is we just decided to break it down into a few qualifications that made these hikes our favorites for people that are 50 plus. And so the criteria we used were less busy, right? So most of the people we talk to, they want to go enjoy nature and they want to get away and relax and kind of slow down a little bit. That doesn't mean they're not working it on the trail, but they don't want a lot of crowds, they don't want a lot of noise. And so that was one of the criteria. And the other one is easy to find, right? So we don't want to be, we want this to be a stress-free hobby that we have. And if we're always trying to find a trailhead, or you have to drive around for a while to find a parking spot, that kind of makes it less enjoyable, right? So those are kind of the things that we put together, and we divided them into trails that are more North Austin, or in the north of Austin, and then west, because that's most of the area that we serve, being here in Northwest Austin. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, if you have any other than the 7 that we have, please type them in the comments. We'd love to have them there. A lot of the information we have is off a really cool app called All Trails. And it is a great way to search trails in the area. They rank them by difficulty. They tell you how far they are, what the elevation changes is. So please, if you have an iPhone or an Android, just go to where you can get your apps and download the app called All Trails. It's got a lot of great information. So the first one we're going to talk about here is Brushy Creek Trail. And it's in Cedar Park. And the All Trails app rates this as an easy trail. So one thing we would say is go on a weekday and early in the morning. And this is in general. It's pretty hot out right now. It's in the middle of summer, and that's the best way to beat the crowds and the heat. Specifically for this trail, only about 50% is shaded. So we want to make sure that we go early and you take breaks and kind of pace yourself because of the heat. It's a 6.75 mile long out and back trail. And it goes by the lake with ducks and has bridges, and they have these cool little postings that tells you about the plant life and the wildlife along the trail. And the good thing is it has paved parking lots along the trail. So you don't have to have a four-wheel drive vehicle or anything to try to find this trailhead. It's a great, easy starting point. And they have benches along the route, which is really nice because some of us might be starting out. Maybe we want to be more active and we haven't in the past, and maybe we're a beginner. So having those benches along the way makes it kind of helpful to get started. And like most of these, this one is dog friendly as well. So like I said, that one's in Cedar Park. Number 2 is Irving and Hazeline Smith Memorial Trail. And this is at Spicewood Springs and 360. And it's part of the Bull Creek District Park. And this one's a shorter one. So this is a great one for maybe in the morning before you have some errands to do. It doesn't have to be an all-day thing. It's a 1.3 mile dirt path that makes up a loop. It is a little narrower than some of the other trails, but it's pretty flat, which is nice. And it's mostly shaded and a few open fields. The one cool thing about this one, it does have a waterfall. So it's a nice little kind of scenic hike, and there's lots of flowers and butterflies and dragonflies and a lot of little critters that you can kind of see along the way. Now, the one negative I would say about this is that you get a little bit of noise from 360, but you can still hear lots of nature, birds chirping, and the waterfalls really kind of drowned out that traffic noise. So if I said that was anything that was negative about that, that would be that. Now, number 3 is Tejas Trail at Tejas Park. This one is midway between 183 and I-35 in Liberty Hill. So it is a drive north, but we have lots of clients and viewers that are in the Cedar Park area, in the North Austin area, and so that's not that far to get up to Liberty Hill. This one is ranked moderate, and but it is a 14.3 mile out and back trail. And it hikes along Lake Georgetown, and it's beautiful and clear, and it's mostly flat, pretty quiet. It's one of those, it's a little bit further out away from Austin and the city, and so a little bit slower pace as far as how many people are going to be there. It's a mix of sun and shade, and also dogs are welcome there as well. Number 4 is Trailhead Park, and this feeds into the Canyon Creek Nature Trail, and it's about 5 miles of mostly shaded dirt trail. It's not too crowded even on the weekends, so this is a great option. There's lots of big oak trees and greenery and creeks, and for me, as if you want to bring the grandkids, or me who has young kids, they have a playground and a park at the trailhead. So it's a great place to take the grandkids, have them play a little bit, go on a hike, and then maybe on the way back they can play at the playground a little bit while we rest and rehydrate. So that one is by All Trails. The app is marked as moderate. And so go ahead if you're a first-time hiker. Our advice is start slow and work your way up. Number 5 is Copperfield Nature Trail, and this is near Walnut Creek Greenbelt off Palmer and I-35. So this is really close to where I live, and we love going to the Walnut Creek area. It starts on an apartment complex parking lot, so it's a little difficult to find the trailhead, but what's great about the app is it kind of gives you directions on how to find that. So once you find it, it's probably our most difficult one to find. However, it is a great one. It's located close here in North Austin. It's a 3.5 mile out and back loop, and it's a well-maintained trail with lots of shade. So it's good for seeing wildflowers and bird watching, and another great one for the grandkids to join. Walnut Creek Park is right near there and has a great new playground to bring the grandkids to as well. So for some of our people that want to venture out west, or some of our viewers who live more west, we have two recommendations. One that's marked as easy difficulty, called Hamilton Greenbelt. This is in Lakeway, and it's a 5.1 mile out and back trail that starts out as gravel and turns into dirt. It definitely has great views of the rolling hill country. So everyone knows, as you go west, you get into the hill country and you get some great views. They have waterfalls, flowers, butterflies, and great bird watching out there. We know that some of our clients here love the bird watching aspect of hiking, and that is definitely one that you can see some good bird watching. It's pretty lightly trafficked, which means, you know, there's not that many people, and it's pretty quiet. Next one, and the last one on our list, again, if you have one that's not on our list that you like, please share it in the comments. Next one is Turkey Creek Trail. So this part of Emma Long Metropolitan Park, right near Lake Austin. And it's a 2.8 mile out and back trail. It's got lots of wide, smooth sections on the trail. There's a few rocky spots, which does give it a moderate difficulty, but nothing that I don't think someone who is a regular hiker would be able to withstand, even when you're 50 plus. It's mostly shaded, and again, it has a great parking lot, and we love Emma Long Metropolitan Park because they have a swimming area that's has a beach. It's great for grandkids as well. So if you're looking for outings to take the grandkids to do a little swimming and hiking, that would be a great weekend day trip. So that's our list. Hopefully that you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys can check this out. Again, the app that we're using is called All Trails. Gives us great information to be able to find new trails if you like to be adventurous. If you want to start out with one of our favorites, there will be information in the comments that we will link to each of these, so you can check them out yourself if you don't want to deal with downloading the app and trying to figure it out on your own. So the last thing I wanted to do is, a lot of people are wanting to be more active, and they're starting to come up with a plan, right? And we noticed a lot during coronavirus, people were not as active as they used to be. And so now they're starting to notice that, and they're starting to feel like their legs are a little wobbly, their endurance isn't as good, they feel maybe out of breath when they go up the stairs. And they're, people we're talking to say, you know what, I'm ready to kind of get back in shape, and I want to get back to being active, and hiking is a great way. So if you're new to hiking and you want to try out one of these easy trails, we just put together a little things to pack list for you to help you kind of get started. Make sure that it doesn't turn into a good idea turns into kind of a unprepared event. So number one, especially this time during the summer, is water. You have to stay hydrated. You have to stay cool. So we love bringing the metal insulated containers. Yeti is the most popular brand, but there's lots of other brands that create these containers to carry your water in. There's tons of different containers to bring water in, but the most important is just bring it. The next thing is, make sure you have a good pair of shoes, right? So most of the trails, although they're pretty flat and not too unlevel, you do want to have a good pair of shoes. You want to have a good foundation. We don't want, a lot of times we see people with that their shoes and what they wear leads to issues with knee pain, ankle pain, even back pain if they don't have a good pair of shoes. Bug spray, especially if you're going by water, especially if you're going to stay in one area for a while and rest or have a picnic. Because if you're anything like me, mosquitoes love me, right? So I can't spend 5 minutes down by a creek without having a ton of mosquito bites. So bring bug spray and sunscreen, right? So we talked to some of the trails are pretty shaded. However, having a nice hat and sunscreen and sunglasses is a great way to protect yourself from the elements. And then the last thing we want to suggest is a cooling towel, right? So you can just Google search cooling towels. You can soak them in water and they just hold in the coolness of the water, and you can put them on the back of your neck, and it's great for cooling you down, keeping your body temperature regulated, and which will just make sure that you're safe and that we don't have any issues like heat stroke or anything like that, or heat exhaustion when you're out in the heat for a long time. Did I mention bring water? Of course I did, but I want to say it again. And because it's really important that you have water, that you stay hydrated. It's already shown that as you age, you end up having less desire to be thirsty. And so it's even more important that you drink on a regular basis. We tell all of our clients here at Natural Fit Therapy, it helps with healing. It helps with so many of our just general health. And especially if you're out in the sun and you're being active and you're sweating, it's even more important that you drink plenty of water. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We will be back on the first Tuesday. There will be other helpful tips and things that we drop into this group. So again, let us know if you're here, if you watch this, comment, like, and share. And until next time, keep moving and stay active. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll be happy to help you guys out. Until next time.